Hey, I'm Evan Arkin.
And I'm Greg Peloquin, but you, my friends, can call me G Pelly.
We're going to see a match between Chris Hong and Charles Bryant. Chris is on the left, and he's playing Heartless.
On the right. He's Chris. Charles is on the left playing Heartless Summoning. Chris Hong is on the right playing Blue White Delver. That's definitely Chris Hong.
Okay.
I recognize that shirt anywhere.
All right. There we go.
Also,
so
those ugly revised lands.
Terrible.
Ugh,
Terrible
what an
taste.
abomination.
Delver Secrets. Heartless Summoning is a super incredibly powerful strategy.
Can be if you get Heartless Summoning. Otherwise, it's kind of an awkward control deck.
Yeah.
And as you can see here,
Operation Stall till Heartless.
Yeah. So right now, Charles doesn't have much going on besides a Perilous Mirror,
Which gets mana leaked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
it's reasonable.
It blocks guys, but not profitably.
So Chris just biding his time here.
Mm-hmm.
Waiting for possibly a Restoration Angel here. I don't see one in his hand, but this would be an optimal time to expect a Restoration Angel.
Yeah.
Looks like you probably thought Skyr himself here. Oh, Snapcaster in there, so like, okay, never mind.
Yeah, so that's good. That's fine. Don't.
Yeah, because we're getting like in this matchup, Chris really wants to start applying pressure quickly because once he can, very possibly runs out of resources, and Charles just keeps playing like Massacre Worm and Worm Coil Engine and huge things, and it's gonna be hard for Chris to keep up without the clock. And I guess we'll see if the Snapcaster. Okay, there we go. He's got a Geist Saint Draft here.
Yep.
Which he should play, and then I'll add to his clock significantly.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the blue-black Heartless Summoning player is going to be playing main deck sweepers, because their deck is usually really...
I think his Black Sun's in the deck.
Really?
I think so.
That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah. See, so now he's at 18, so he's got a couple of turns here. He's got to get something going, though, that's for sure. But he's tapped out, so basically tapped out, so this is his window. Just another Solemn. Which probably not going to be good enough.
No.
Oh no, he's got to tap to.
Tap 5.
Oh, there we go. Okay,
and there's no unsummon on the Geist, so that's a wipe.
Yeah, nobody for snag. Yep. And you see, Chris has a useless gut shot in his hand. That gut shot is
almost no targets.
Well, the Perilous Mirror, that's not.
But it's not what you
so
want
is that
to
a Glacial Fortress? Yeah, so Chris is in trouble now.
And that looks like way more lands than the Delver player wants to be drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
Looks like he's had a land
like 4 is like 4 or 5 is the most you want to see generally.
It looks like his hand is Glacial Fortress and Gutshot.
Right. So it looks like he has no clock. Charles can do whatever he wants now that Chris has no clock.
Okay.
And so playing 1/1 for 2.
What is that? Is that Heartless Summoning?
Yeah.
Okay. Glare.
Yep.
-1/-1 on all your creatures, and they cost 2 colors less to cast. So the mirror goes to the graveyard and shoots Chris in the face.
Now, do you think Charles could have? Well, unless he has something lined up here, you can almost play it strategically, wait for him to try to play Delver or something, and then do it, ambush it. But
yeah,
again, if you have other plans, okay, there you go. Never mind.
Okay, so now he's got basically it's a fireball where you pay 1 to target your Perilous Mirror, and then pay 1 to bring it into play, and immediately dies and shoots someone to the face. So
right. So for every mana you have, you can do 2 to something as long as the Lich stays in play.
Every 2 mana, because you have to target in the graveyard for 1.
But as you can see, like Chris really needs to to establish that clock, and when that clock gets shut off by Black Sun, you're he's like Charles is all the time in the world.
I mean, Blue-Black Heartless Summoning is one of the decks in the format that has the most powerful endgame. One of the most powerful endgames.
Yeah, it can be. Yeah. Like, again, it's all about that clock. Like, that early Delver is so important in this matchup. All right, so for sideboarding, is that an Exsanguinate that I just saw?
Yes.
What does that do?
So that's
I know what Exsanguinate does. I'm like, why would you play it? It's like the Metamorph should come in.
Yeah, Metamorphs come in.
Okay, so yeah, the Metamorph should come in to deal with Geist. Do you want some?
Right. I think that's what he's.
What's he bringing in? Surge. Looks like another Black Sun. I can't quite tell what that is. I see a Black Sun. I see.
I'm not sure. And what's Chris doing over there?
Probably Celestial Purges or something. Would be my guess. Or
negate. Maybe.
Yeah. Like Purge is pretty good against him because you get Lich, you get a Heartless Summoning, and the Gut Shots should go. The gut shots are easy cuts.
Yeah, that's the first cut, right?
Yeah. Like even Dismember's not
Interestingly enough, the Heartless Summoning player is playing Cavern of Souls. Do you see that?
Yeah,
I mean, that's not bad at all. It's interesting because when you have your game plan online, there's normally not going to be a lot of.
Well, it helps you resolve your boom booms at the end, like your Massacre Worms or. There's Massacre Worm. There's a Worm Coil Engine. So
sort of like a.
So you can just name Worm. Do the Worm.
Do the Worm, indeed.
So I can't see what Chris is holding his cards really close to his chest there, so it's hard for us to tell what he's doing. Dang it, Chris! Be more camera friendly.
Oh man,
can't love everyone. He's making my life inconvenient, and I don't like it. I'm mildly inconvenienced.
White people problems. Just deal. He can deal with it. We'll find out soon enough what his game plan is. He'll be on the draw.
Well, his game plan is probably shuffle the cards, put the cards in his hand really fast, and hope to turn to better cards.
Wow.
No, or as Chris says...
That's your lesson of the night.
Yeah, or as Chris says, the faster you flip the cards in your hand, that means the better the player you are.
Yep.
And it's hard to argue with that logic. I mean, he's been taking these last few FNMs down, so he must be right. So we'll have to practice looking at cards.
Yeah, well...
Maybe someday we can be as good as Chris Hong.
Maybe that means...
Win a gold medal in the Olympics.
Wow.
That's the same thing, right?
That would be the dream.
Yeah. Completely unrealistic.
Maybe for one of us. I could never do it, but you could probably get there.
Alright, so...
What's the other combo, per se, in the Heartless Pot? I know there's one other one, the Perilous Mirror. Oh, there's the Priest of Urbrask, the one that comes into play and adds 3 mana, and then you can just play it infinitely and doubles play them. But I don't think he's on the Grixis.
No, one, so. I haven't seen a unless he's casting up the Cavern and he's gaming Chris Hong. He's like, well, name
Cavern name a human, right?
Yeah, or cleric, name cleric.
There you
go. Just assume cleric and go, gotcha.
Gotcha. The gotcha moment up.
Alright, so let's see what's...
Coming close to slow play warning. 3 minutes.
I don't know.
No.
I would say this yesterday when I was judging the pre-release, but as a judge, when you walk by, people tend to get a little nervous because of the enormous power that you wield, of course.
Of course.
And so, it's really hard for me just to not mess with people, just to get them, freak them out or get them nervous on purpose.
I'm glad you're instilling confidence in the player base, Tripelli.
So anyway, Chris Mulligan's really quickly there, so you can
assume that there's no pressure in his hand.
Yeah, or he just has no lands or all lands or something like that.
Well, yeah. I mean, the hand he's looking for is just Delver counterspells.
Like 6-line Vapor Snag is something like that is just embarrassing. And Charles joins him on a trip to Paris here. It looks like he's also mulliganing. Although I think Charles is on the play though, so Chris Mulligan just technically out of turn.
That's true.
Always
wait till the active player who's on the play decides to keep or not.
Well, I think you won. Charles, no, my hand is this bad.
It's that bad.
I don't care what you do, it's gone.
That's fair. That's fair. But there's always extra information to be gleaned by waiting for your opponent.
Because sometimes when my because an example of that is let's say Charles is on a borderline hand, he might be inclined to make a worse decision if he knows I'm keeping or mulliganing.
And if the roles were reversed and let's say the blue-black player mulligan instantly on the draw and the Delver player had maybe a Delver but no protection, they might be inclined to keep because they'd figured that the control player has less of a chance of interacting on the mull.
It's possible.
So there's always information to be gleaned by waiting.
Alright, so here we go again. Let's see if our 6 will be a little more well workable here. Let's see, going to 5. Brutal. And you see Chris flicking his cards really fast. That must mean they're good.
Oh, and you know what? Charles won game 1, so Chris is on the play. So
that's right. Yeah. Okay.
So I just really... so we switched that in our head.
Yeah. I'm so used to Chris winning. This is the unusual turn of events. Alright, so Charles goes to 5. Chris keeps the 6, and you can see he's flicking his cards really fast, so he must be good.
It must be incredible. He's on his way to London. Oh wait, London already happened.
Well,
so the 2016 Olympics, I guess?
Something like that. See, I see some white borders and a Celestial Purge. I see a white border island.
Manalik Ponder Geist Island Celestial Purge.
Very good. That's a good hand.
On the draw?
Yeah. Hopefully that Ponder gets
No, on the play.
On the play, yeah. That Ponder gets us there. We got 3
we just figured this out.
Yeah, this should be instant
shuffle.
I saw
Dissipate, Restoration Angel, and something else. Instant Shuffle.
He needs the land.
He needs lands,
yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now I can see what he's doing instead of he's not holding his cards.
So let's see here. Charles's hand is Perilous Mirror, the Lich, Curse. Is that a Curse of Deathstorm? It might very well be. I couldn't. It might be that or the Worm.
Hard to
looks like an expensive black spell.
What did we hit with that Ponder? Let's see.
He hasn't actually.
It's there in front of me. Just hasn't looked at it yet. Yeah, there we go. Nice, like he knew it. Called shot, like he knew it was there.
Obvious.
Yeah, that's nice. And is that a miss land drop for Charles? Oh boy,
oh,
this is brutal.
This is gonna be.
He's got a hit here and Perilous Mirror.
2 islands, Perilous Mirror. Well, luckily that guys can just beat through Hexproof makes the Perilous Mirror.
Hold on a second, Judge called. No, just
pause the video. G probably needs to rule.
Game lost for Slater for being loud.
Yeah. So I guess it looks like Charles chumped with the mirror and shot Chris to the face.
For 2, yeah.
Yeah, because he can't target.
So Charles took 4 from the Angel though. So he's gonna need something. He's gonna need something right now.
And Chris knows he's in control. He's playing very quickly.
He has Mana Leak too.
Yeah. This.
And so there we go. Purge
at the end step.
Yep.
Untap.
Exile that, Charles. Exile that. It doesn't matter.
It should be.
It doesn't matter, but that should be exiled.
It should be exiled and not in his graveyard.
That's what Purge does. It does exile whatever it destroys.
Although the color hosers are rotating.
Chris looks like he's in great shape. I see a Mana Leak, I see a Pike, and something else I can't quite tell what it is. Yeah. There you go.
Yep.
All right.
This is looks like we're going to game 3.
Yeah, it should be pretty
simple.
Pretty academic from here.
He's gonna play the 5 total goes to 4. Would the Pike have been lethal there?
Oh no, he's got another leak in his hand. No, it's only for like 2 or 3, and he charges at 4.
No.
He was.
No, the Pike would have added 4, right? Because there's Ponder. That would have been lethal.
Yep. So he missed it by a turn, but he's also got a leak in his hand, so he's feeling pretty safe. But
yeah, of course.
You know, it didn't wind up mattering.
Charles only had an island up, and he's not playing Vapor Snag or anything for the Angel token. It looked like a safe bet to go for it there, but
yeah,
he played the defensive role, and it's fine.
I mean, no way it bites you is if Charles goes like Cavern, names something and casts something that deals with it, like a Metamorph or something. Like,
right. I was saying that
possible.
Chris had to win that turn.
Although actually, I don't think it mattered. Wasn't there a Restoration Angel in his hand? In Chris's hand there at the end?
Yes.
Okay, so it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It didn't matter at all.
There was a window to win that turn though. If he had played an Equip Pike, because he hit Charles down to 4. Right. And there were 4 instances or sorceries in his
So we're on game 3 here. The play and draw is reversed. So are we gonna do anything different here? Let's see. Quick looking at their sideboards.
I'm trying to see what Charles is taking out.
I can't tell.
Check out a black card. Couldn't see what it is.
Alright, what do we got here? I can't tell either.
So Charles is on the plate. You know what? I'm not entirely positive, but it looks like he put in another Havengal Lich. His game plan on the play might just be go Heartless Summoning, you know?
Okay.
Put in his powerful cards, hope that he just gets there.
Well, like in some way, this is a little bit like Tempered Steel. And if you don't have your namesake card, your deck's much worse. But it's still a functional deck.
Yeah, I've certainly lost to Tempered Steel players without the Tempered Steel in play.
Yeah, it does happen from time to time, doesn't it? Likewise, I think I've lost Heartless Summoning a time or 2 without the namesake in play.
Sometimes they'll just get there.
Yeah. So we're getting.
Is this the normal deck selection for Charles? Do you know, Greg, if he's on blue black a lot? Or?
For both these players, they play these same decks every week.
Okay.
So they have honed their chops with each of these
and
decks.
they know their roles and they know their lines.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever seen Chris play a standard deck. Well, since he's been back to Northwest, I don't think I've seen him play a deck that wasn't Delver. I mean, if he's not countering spells and making our people miserable, why bother?
Yeah, I mean that's what islands are for.
Yeah, I mean, the only time I've seen Chris Hong smile is when someone else is miserable.
Yeah.
And that's a reason to smile. I can't blame the guy.
No, absolutely not. This is a competitive game.
Well, he's in the Zorius Mage at heart, that's for sure.
That explains it all, right there.
Yeah. All right. So now we got Charles on the play. And we're going to survey our 7 here, where we see a Restoration Angel from Chris. Let's see what Charles.
Okay, so Charles has got Solemn.
I see some Solemns.
Havengal Lich.
Some lands.
Cavern Island. And something else.
So this is a risky one because it looks like 4 lands, a Havengal Lich, and 2 Solemns.
So what do you think?
That's a risky one.
On the play?
On the play? But the problem, well, he's keeping.
Yeah.
But the problem is, unless you draw something awesome here, you're not doing anything until turn 4. And so, like, if
Perilous Mirror really doesn't interact well with the Delver player.
No, it's not that good.
Because if they flip the Delver, you're not blocking and you can't target the guys. So.
And you can't kill Restoration Angel.
Nope. Or block.
Yeah, so Perilous Mirror is not. Well, it's only good like when you're machine gunning.
But he has to keep it in because
looks like
it's an integral
part
of
his deck. Charles turns our land and passes it back. Here's 2.
Yep.
Here's the second land. Is there we got Delver here?
Looks like his hand is Pike, Dissipate,
Restoration Angel.
A
lot of white borders.
Yeah, a lot of white borders.
Phantasmal Image.
Phantasmal Image is a good one for the Delver player in this matchup. So we've got Charles playing out his Heartless Summoning. Resolves. Okay, so that's a huge step for Charles. Oh, so immediately Oblivion ringed.
I didn't see the ring in his hand. Was that top decked?
I do not know.
Oh, here comes the Solemn.
But it's a good sideboard technology to bring in against
this
deck.
The problem with this keeping this hand also is you're not really doing anything until turn 5, turn 4 unless you get lucky. The other thing is, what do you follow up with? A Heavenly Lich? It's not even that good of a follow up.
I mean,
I would strongly consider a mulligan there.
Charles got a bit lucky on that. The double player didn't really have any early pressure.
Well, yeah, he top decked Heartless Summoning, but there's just so many hands Chris has
that beat him.
Yeah, well, like
straight.
Here's a Geist's Team Trap. Oh yeah, that's awkward. Can't beat that.
Like, I mean, Solemn's good at sort of like getting in the way of Geist for value, but if it gets mana leaked once, then you're very, very far behind.
I'm not a fan of Charles Keith here, but it looks like he's not being punished too much for it here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in this very same tournament, actually, that kept to hand was way worse than that against Chris a little later in the tournament.
So Chris has got Pike in Dissipate and Island, Whiteboard Island in his hand. Yes.
No, excuse me. The turn match I played Chris would have been the round earlier. I kept even a worse hand, like 5 lands and a
I mean, Chris must love his hand. He's shuffling it very quickly.
Yeah.
He's got Resto Angel, Pike, Dissipate, Island.
Oh, Steel Hellkite. That's a big boy. He has to read it.
Yeah.
Like one of these crazy cards do.
When it ever deals damage, you may pay X. If you do, it destroys permanents with converted mana. It costs X of the player that was dealt damage this way.
Yep, and 2/0, and as a kind of a double fire breathing.
Right. Yeah, double fire breathing for colorless.
So is Chris going to slam at Divine Offering?
I remember first picking that card in Limited more than once.
Yep. Yeah, it's like Chris's. Like, I don't know what this card does. It's like it's not a double card. I don't want to deal with it.
Does it get Vapor Snagged? Yes.
Let's see what he draws.
It doesn't have it though.
That Pike.
Pike's kind of awkward with that image sitting in play.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Like alternatively, you can take a hit or two from the Hellkite. It's not terrible right now.
His other.
What's good to blow up the Solemn?
No.
You got some life to play with. That's fine. So ideally, what you want to do is set up with Restoration and Pikes. Yeah.
Although, I mean, look at his graveyard. That Pike isn't impressive by any means at this point.
Right, like a Thought Sky would be really good for him right now. Or heck, another image.
Mm-hmm.
But no, Thought Sky. Like, that's ideally what you want to do is get those Pikes online, make them do something. Flick your cards around and hope they turn into better cards. Is not what you want to be doing.
The body language contrast between the two players is incredible right here. We've got Charles barely moving.
Well, Chris looks he's got another frantic image in his hand. He looks frantic though.
Yeah, he's thinking very fast.
He is.
He's a Delver player for life for this meta.
Yeah.
He knows what he's got to do.
It's going through his lines here.
So he's looking for the trade here, right? He would trade the image Hellkite for the Hellkite, of course. And you can't let it hit you, or else he just blows your board.
Yeah.
And he's got Restoration Angel in hand, which unfortunately is not very.
That does not interact the way he hopes it. Because the way Restoration Angel works, it's an optional trigger. But if you have a non-angel, you still have to target something, so you still have to target one of the images.
You must target, but you do not have to resolve the trigger.
But you can use it to your advantage here by targeting the Solemn if you want, and drawing the card. So he might do that here actually. Okay, he's not. He's double trading.
He's just trading off and drawing the card.
That's fine too. No worries.
And he probably is going to end step his Restoration Angel here for value.
Oh, 7. What do we got? That's a big boy. Oh, that's a Snap Dissipate.
Snap Dissipated it. And he exiles it this time, so that one's out of the graveyard.
Alright, so that would have been big. Oh, there's the Timely Thought Scour to set up the Pikes.
Timely Thought Scour.
So we got a route to victory now.
So now we pass back. He's going to
Thought
play
Scour.
Thought Scour?
Yeah,
sure.
Why not?
Geist.
1, 2,
Purge.
and draw. And why do we draw Geist? It's a Geist.
Ooh, very nice. So does he just tap out for Geist Pike here?
You'll need to cast a Pike. I guess you can.
It just saves you mana next turn. He knows he's not using it during his opponent's turn.
It's fine.
He could represent something, but with that much mana, you're not representing.
And you also pause. He was thinking about it, and he's like, you know what? It's fine.
It is fine.
Well, like, what do you got? I defy you to do something that's better than this Geist and Pike.
Yeah.
Go for it. It's a tap out.
Massacre Worm would certainly be an answer.
Yeah. Well, have it.
Have it.
And make him have it.
What is he? He's tapping
a bunch.
5.
Looks like having Glitch
looks like having Glitch, and he can not cast anything this turn from the graveyard.
Phantasmal Image.
It's any graveyard.
Yep.
That's wow. I forgot about that. And Chris is making sure that
it's one more mana though, right? It's one more mana. It's 1 for the Lich and then 2 for the ability, right? Yeah. He needs points to it, so he needs to tap the last line. Yeah, 1 more.
So there we go. Now it's correct.
Can't bluff the Tragic Slip now, Charles. Well, I guess now in this format you can bluff the Dispel.
That's true.
With the new upcoming Return to Ravnica.
But there's no Splinter Twin combo to make that card good.
Well, yeah, and yeah, you know, as we know, Delver has no instance that you could put to the counter. But we're just
pontificating.
Yeah, it's not relevant at all. Hey, look, another. He's got a buddy.
He's got lots of them. Is he gonna play another image? Wow, that's
a
lot of 4/4s. I mean, that's just a beating team right there. You don't even.
It is. However,
Delver has a hard time dealing with creature swarms.
How many instances in the graveyard? 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's Blink.
Restoration Angel untap.
What we got here?
It's 2020, right? No damage has been dealt.
Right.
So a double equip would be for 11 damage.
Yeah. Oh, you have to go, Chris. Yeah, Chris took 4. There's a 16.
Okay.
Are we racing? Are we strapping on a racing shoes?
So this is an 11 point attack, right?
3, 4. Yeah, it looks like 11. So you can race because you can attack here and take him to.
And take him to 9, and then you take 12.
You have a chump blocker with more than Hunt there.
Yep.
So yeah, you're winning the race. He's winning the race. So
this should be an attack.
Yeah, a Union turn. Yeah, you're winning the race. It's incumbent on Charles to come up with something to deal with this. So,
and this is just a great example of the Power Restoration Angel and the depth it added to Delver decks.
And
that kind of
Pike.
Yeah.
And also the ability to go from control to aggro out of nowhere. You can switch roles quickly, and you can put games away quickly. That's what Pike lets you do. Pike lets you steal a lot of games.
And Blue-Black is particularly ill-equipped to deal with that.
Yeah.
To deal with Pike.
Even if he beats the Restoration Angel here, he's not going to be able to beat the Moreland Hot token.
That will be exactly lethal.
Yeah. So he's...
The Moreland Hunt token equipped with 2 Pikes would be lethal.
So he needs either 2 removal spells or some way to block. That's gonna be interesting.
What can you play from the graveyard? Anything?
Well, that works temporary. That's a temporary measure, I guess.
Yeah, I mean that's an interesting choice out of the Heartless Summoning player. It's good in the attrition matchups, right? That's Falconwrath Noble.
Yeah. Terrorizing a Minister draft near you. Oh, he kills his own. Oh, because you must have another Tragic Slip here to turn the Morbid online. Get the Morbid online.
So he drains Chris and then gains a life, and then he's probably going to replay it and copy his Falconwrath Noble, maybe?
Or, yeah, that's possible too, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, so in response to targeting with Having Lich, Chris is going to exile it from his own graveyard.
Oof.
That is
rough.
That's a big tempo swing in Chris's favor.
Rough.
Good play by the Delver player.
Yeah, very much so. I don't think Charles even noticed that.
No, probably not.
I mean, I didn't notice it right away either. I mean, I haven't played Delver near as much as Chris has there.
And that's going to be game, right? I mean, it looks like Charles is tapped out.
No.
Oh, no, he's got a blocker. He's got 1 blocker.
Yeah, he's all in on that Noble getting him there.
So if the Delver player has Vapor Snag,
Celestial Purge, Snapcaster Mage, any number, there's a lot of ways he gets out of this.
And any draw spell increases his chance, his probability.
So I don't know if Chris has the card or not. Probably not.
No, it doesn't feel like he's got an answer to the Noble right here. But he's on a lot of live draws.
Yes. Ponder would be fantastic. Even Thought Sky would be good. Because lots of our punch to make either one lead. Well, no, it's getting you way more than that. So it's 7, okay.
I'm trying to see what Charles has as his hand.
Now, alternatively, even if Chris misses here, he can play defensively. He can build up a wall.
Drew a land, white border. For a telltale sign of a land from Chris.
Yeah, we all know what the other card is, though. But, Chris can play the waiting game. In
Yeah,
fact, if you want to do that, you can move.
Well, let's see. What's Chris's life total? It's at 7, right?
Yeah, you can't really attack here. Well, actually, wait.
You can attack with one of your creatures because you get a chump blocker from the Moreland Hawk.
That's right.
And
yeah.
you want to apply pressure. You can't just let the more powerful endgame deck take it over.
Actually, you're right. Yeah. So we'll let the So he's thinking about his role here. He's thinking about how the race is going to turn out if he decides to.
What he might do is beat with Angel and then equip at least 1 Pike to his token and then pass.
It's a reasonable play. Doesn't seem like either of those cards are particularly relevant. There in his hand. I mean, obviously, he's taking this long. He didn't draw anything.
Right.
Well, we know it's a land, but the other card in his hand isn't anything either. So we're right there.
Right. But yeah, here I definitely think it's correct to apply a bit of pressure. I mean, he's getting chump block for this turn, but that sets up the win on the following turn. And
yep. No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So he's gonna think about crashing in with the Angel, which we think is correct.
Yeah. So he's thinking, what's the worst that can happen? And then
oh, he crashes in with both. So no net loss of life for Charles because he took one off the Spirit and then gained one off the Noble.
It's a gutsy play.
It is a very gutsy play, and he drains...
Oh yeah, it's a Geist. No, it's not. Was it a Geist? Yeah, it's a Geist. Okay.
Okay, and then he will equip and then still have Mortal Hunt mana up.
Yep.
He'll equip one Pike. All right.
Nice little brick wall there.
So that must have been the card in his hand, Geist, because he top decked the island.
Yeah. Mission: find Massacre Worm.
Right.
Win game.
Win game.
Yeah, that does not look like the
body language of the Massacre Worm.
Mana top deck Massacre Worm, yeah. I see a Solemn there. The second Solemn in his hand. We don't know if there are 2 cards are.
Well, yeah.
A Cavern. Cavern Gaming Spirit. What do we get? Oh, he's gonna cast a image, and which will draw out the. Yeah, he's good.
In response, so he's gonna target the Geist in Chris's graveyard. In response, he's gonna make a Mortal Hunt token again.
Yep. Wouldn't it make sense just to target like your own noble, so we can't do that?
Correct.
Unless I have something else I'm casting here for 5. Like it's almost like fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice.
Shame on me.
Yeah, that's kind of what that looks like. And that may be
so that trick working twice for Chris.
This isn't gonna be good enough.
No. So he's just gonna block both right here.
Pretty easy.
Yeah. And that looks like it.
Yeah, so he could prolong the game a little bit there.
Congratulations to Chris for some tight play and bringing it out in the end.
Yeah, Chris has been playing very, very well.
He knows that deck inside now, and he just gained an advantage off of that small interaction between Mortal Hunt and having the Lich.
Yeah.
I mean, that turn where Charles had to tap out to try to target one of the creatures in Chris's graveyard really changed the tempo in the double player's favor.
Yeah, but I should. Oops.
All right, interesting matchup.
Absolutely, and looks like match we won't see again because of the rotation.
Yep.
I saw what you're doing, but what you could have done there is you could have dropped.